We continue here. Over the festive season, a lot of people have a lot of food. Big meals, desserts, chocolate, and many other mouthful dishes to enjoy. How does one maintain a healthy lifestyle during these festivities? For an answer on this, we're joined by Mbali Mapholi, a dietitian. Mbali, a pleasure to have you on the program this afternoon. Now, during the festive season, there are usually two groups of people. The first being the ones who are very motivated to get healthy, and others who simply just say, no, it's fine, we'll see it next year.
But or nothing.
Or nothing at all. And the issue there is that these are short-term plans, and oftentimes come with disappointing results, really. Let's speak about the importance of actually developing a diet plan or healthy eating habits.
The important thing to, start with is that healthy living is about balance and moderation. It's not about the all or nothing approach. So it's not about saying, I'm going to eat clean and not ever.
And here's that word that you get from a lot of dietitians, creating balance.
Creating
what is
balance. It means that a cupcake and broccoli can exist in the same diet, can coexist in the same diet. Not to say that if I'm eating healthy and I'm eating your broccolis and your spinach, it means I'm not touching cupcake. Or when you are having, now in festive season, you're having fun foods, you're saying, oh, no, veggies, I'll see them in January. So it's just about finding that balance between the two and not starving yourself and saying, I'm saving my I'm not going to eat, because anyway, I'm going to have cake. Because they offer different benefits to us. I mean, a cake doesn't necessarily have the nutrients per se, but it offers that nostalgia, that fun that comes with food, because that cannot be denied. Food has that social value. While other healthy foods will bring nutrients for nourishment, then you find that you're just finding that nice balance. I'm that dietitian that says all foods can fit in a person's diet. We don't have bad and good food. We've got a healthy diet. And a healthy diet in definition means all foods have a space. Even the foods that are termed bad, they actually have a space if you know how to sort of, I guess that's why I'm here.
But I'm sure you'd agree with me that with festive season indulgences, that's almost impossible. People want to nibble and get their hands on everything they can touch on that lunch or dinner table. Let's speak about being able to develop times at which to have some of these meals in a manner that's appropriate, really.
The big thing there is starting with not skipping meals, because if you're going to be, for Christmas lunch, you're going to be eating a full, lunch with different types of foods and indulging, you're going to skip breakfast because you're planning for that. But ideally, you should still have your breakfast so that when you do go out to eat, you're not that hungry that you now start enjoying, eating everything and actually end up not enjoying because now you're too full. But also staying hydrated is very important, Lanhla. So continuing to drink your water. And I was having a sort of banter with some of your colleagues here, and they were saying, oh, no, water doesn't even go down now.
Because people are having alcohol as well during this time.
So it's important to still keep hydrated and still make sure that you are drinking plenty of water. And it can be that, some people will say for every alcoholic drink, then they have a glass of water. Staying hydrated helps a lot.
A big misconception, especially for those wanting to lose a bit of weight, is that they need to starve themselves. Help us clear this out.
No. I think that comes from calories, that if I'm saving my calories, then I'm going to start losing weight. But especially, let's look into females. When they're starving themselves, their bodies normally will want to preserve energy instead of burning energy. So it means you'll be starving yourself thinking you're going to lose weight and actually start gaining weight. Because, we go through menstrual cycle, PMS and all of that, and our bodies want to preserve that energy so that we are able to enjoy all of that. And if you're not eating enough and not nourishing enough, that means you're going to actually start gaining weight. It's your body trying to protect yourself, protect itself from you, basically, at that point. So starving ourselves is not ideal, unless we see it with intermittent fasting. That male, I'm much better with intermittent fasting.
What is intermittent fasting?
So intermittent fasting is that where people skip breakfast. We've got that one, 16-18, where you've got an 8-hour window to eat, and then you are fasted for 16 hours. So you start eating at 1 p.m. and then you stop eating at 7 or 8 p.m. and then you eat again at 1. So you've got those hours when you're not eating. It seems to work better for male. I don't know why necessarily. Science is still investigating on that, but also it has to do with male and female hormones and also just our lifestyles. Male have got a bit of a better lifestyle compared to female in terms of taking care of kids and all of that. it's getting better, but there's still that also responsibility that if a mom is at home with the kids or they are getting kids ready, you find yourself, finding it difficult to do intermittent fasting. But it seems to work for weight management and diabetes control for male. As I said, there's still more evidence that is needed for how the role it plays in female, the intermittent fasting.
But how does one even cope with the feeling of being overwhelmed by food, especially during this time where there's just so much?
Yeah. Food anxiety around festive season is a thing because you've been sort of all the time during the year chasing the summer body. So you somewhat have developed this disordered eating. It's not an eating disorder, but how, we view food changes because of the information we get. People say, oh, don't eat this as fattening, or don't eat that as fattening. And now you are faced with festive season, you're at home, and there is pap. And you've been not eating pap for the rest of the year because it's fattening. So it's a thing that you get so much anxious around food. So I would say that if you're struggling with food and you're feeling it's overwhelming, it's just too much, pace yourself. Pace yourself, and as I was saying, drink water in between to stay hydrated because that also helps. Also sleep. I know we want to be out and about all the time, but lack of sleep will also make your anxiety around food be more worse. So you want to sleep and then you're able to face that table with a little bit of courage and not fear the food and be okay. It's food. Food is food. You eat it, it's done. And then the following day you can, if you want to call it do better and eat less, do that. But you don't have to feel guilty and feel restrained. It's okay.
Those guilty pleasures.
It's okay. It's okay. It's not the end of the world.
Speaking about people who are very nervous during this time, parents as well, especially with their kids being exposed to all the sweets, the custards, the malva puddings, you name it. They have it all. But parents oftentimes are concerned over maybe whether it's gaining weight for their children as well, and are very careful in as far as what goes into their kids' mouth. Let's speak about the planning for your children, really, especially during this time.
Planning, I like that you mentioned that first. Planning is everything. You can't be surprised when a child is crying and they're irritable and they're saying they're hungry. So let's plan. Make fruits be in a fruit bowl, visible on top of the table, so that if a child is hungry and they know they can grab an apple or grab a fruit while maybe food is being prepared. But again, even with children, eating their breakfast is important. Let's not, oh no, it's fine, lunch is now, and then 2 hours later, oh no, lunch is coming. That child is going to be irritable. And the next thing, you're going to grab sweets and give to the child because you want to solve a problem now. And then you feel guilty because now a child is even more irritable, what they call sugar rush or something like that. So you want to do planning and know, okay, we have breakfast, and then let the fun and the rush of Christmas Day or the rush of the holiday begin after we've had that wholesome oats, mabele porridge, maize meal porridge, nice, hearty, delicious breakfast, and then we can get going with the day. And also not ignoring that kids also get dehydrated. Just make sure that they also drink water. We find that your rooibos tea, it's something that can keep a child going for, the most part of the day. Make them rooibos tea, whether it's cold or hot, give them that so that they keep hydrated. In that way, they won't even be, consuming a lot of sugary drinks because they are hydrated. Because sometimes kids reach for those drinks because they are genuinely thirsty and they want something to drink.
Oftentimes it's said that an active lifestyle also requires a very good diet. Let's speak about now creating that balance, not only ensuring that, yes, you do exercise, but also ensuring that you've got a careful plan set out for what you eat.
Yeah, definitely. When we exercise, our energy expenditure is much higher. The more you exercise, the more energy needs you have because you need to eat more to sort of feed into that. So the mistake we do is that we want to exercise and not eat enough, and you start losing weight. But most of the time, people actually lose muscle mass, not only fat, but not only body fat, but they lose muscle mass, and that's not good because muscle mass is important. It's our body structure, it's for our immunity, it's for our, just makes us be healthy if we've got enough muscle mass. So when you're not eating enough, you start losing your body fat. I'm going to make an example with female. I keep on making an example with female, maybe because I am one. Female, if you are exercising quite a lot and you're not eating enough, it even affects your menstrual cycle. We find female who go longer days or don't go at all to their periods because their hormones have been messed up with as they are not eating enough. And that's why it's important to not do the one-size-fits-all mentality, to understand that female and male are different, ages are also different stages of our life cycle. Some people are going through perimenopause. Those people have different needs than those who are not in perimenopause. And I think the whole weight loss and the healthy talks or health talks are more blanketed, as if everyone needs to fit in a certain box. And that's a dangerous conversation, because then it makes people be either scared of food and actually end up not eating, or it makes people who are struggling with disordered eating struggle even more, because now there's all this talk about food that is just making them nervous.
For people who suffer from illnesses like diabetes, why is it important for you to maybe have a conversation with your dietitian or your doctor, especially prior to all the festivities and all the indulgence that comes with the Christmas lunch?
It is very, very important for people, especially for people with existing chronic diseases like diabetes. I work in the hospital during the holidays as a clinical dietitian, and we see a lot of people being admitted around this time of the year with what we call DKA, whereby their sugar levels have shot too much high up and have put them in a diabetic coma. So I can't stress it enough. It's important to touch base with your dietitian so that we can look into your plans. Are you going away? Are you going to be at home? What's going to happen? Is your alcohol intake going to change? And then adjust. And then the doctor also will be involved in adjusting your medication, your insulin, if you are taking insulin, the injection, or if you are taking your tablets. Otherwise, you find people going into the festive season with the same medication regime as during the year, but their eating has sort of changed significantly, and their physical activity has reduced, and they are eating a lot, and that's why the control of their sugar levels becomes a problem. So it is very important.
Mbali, I hope our viewers are indeed taking in all that information, as of course tomorrow is Christmas Day and people will be overindulging. Please, 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 whilst you are having all the malva puddings, the custards, just also ensure that you watch what you eat during the festive time.